Congressman Jim Jordan, chairman of the House Judiciary Committee, is a member of the House Oversight Committee. You have a busy day ahead of you, so thank you for starting it with us. One question is the Republicans, there's a long list of them. If you pull up call for number 2 here, you see a lot of Republicans saying that Biden should resign, that if you're not well enough to have the nomination to go for the presidency, are you well enough to serve right now? Here's J.D. Vance on that issue last night with Jesse Waters.
I mean, look, there's a constitutional process, the 25th Amendment. If Joe Biden can't run for president, he can't serve as president. And if they want to take him down because he's mentally incapable of serving, invoke the 25th Amendment. You don't get to sort of do this in the most politically beneficial way for Democrats. If it's an actual problem, they should take care of it in the appropriate way.
Your thoughts on that, sir?
Yeah, I think the American people agree with Senator Vance, but what I'm focused on is let's make sure we beat Kamala Harris or whoever the Democrats put up. And frankly, I don't think it matters that much because you can't change the facts. In 3.5 years, we have literally went from a secure border to no border, safe streets to record crime, $2 gas to $4 gas, and we went from stable prices to record inflation. Those facts aren't going to change no matter who the Democrats try to run. So I'm focused on making sure President Trump and J.D. Vance are our next president and vice president. We win the Senate and keep the House. That's what we got to do so we can deliver for the American people.
So you also have to deliver clear answers on what went wrong in Butler, Pennsylvania. This is critical now. You know this, sir. The conspiracy theories are running all over the place. Everybody walks around with a computer in their pocket, and they can say whatever they want. You got to get this right. There's a New York Times article this morning that I found very intriguing. Apparently during Barron's graduation in May, the Trump team asked for magnetometers there, metal detectors, and ultimately the Secret Service relented. But apparently there was some sort of back and forth on this. And then there was another event, Wildwood, New Jersey, that massive crowd. They wanted specially trained dogs, and that request was denied. And then for the Republican convention last week when we were in Milwaukee, I was not aware of this, but the convention officials repeatedly went back and forth with Secret Service trying to move the protest area to a different part of the city because they thought they were too close to the delegates. And what does that remind you of? That reminds you exactly of what happened in Charlottesville, Virginia, because the two parties that opposed each other got too close to one another. So I turn to you, sir. What are the questions that Kim Cheadle must answer in 50 minutes?
I think you've hit on a number of important things there, Bill. I think there's the before questions, like why were resources denied to President Trump, security enhancement resources that his detail asked for? Why were resources diverted? It's been reported that they were diverted to the NATO when NATO was in town, and then also to the First Lady when she was in Pittsburgh. Why did that happen? There's a finite number of buildings that needed to be secured where you had line of sight from the rooftop. It's not a huge number. Why weren't those secured? So I think there's all those questions about before the actual event took place. And then there's the key questions about what happened during it. 6:09, the shooter is identified. 6:10, the counter sniper is notified about the shooter on the rooftop. 6:11, the shooter fires and hits President Trump. 6:12, the counter sniper takes him out. 6:14, the president is taken off the stage. So that's 5 critical moments, 5 critical minutes. We want to know exactly what was going on in those 5 minutes. What were the communications? I think that's an important line of question that we need to get to. And there's been reports that there wasn't just one communication system. It wasn't a seamless communication network that they had set up. If that's the case, why wasn't that done? So I think there's the before questions, which are huge, and then there's what happened during those critical 5 minutes when the shooter's identified, and at 6:09, and when the president leaves the stage at 6:14.
We'll be watching. This hearing starts in just less than 50 minutes. Thank you for being here and there, and we'll catch up with you later. Thank you.